Seafarers Registry. Access complimentary health and wellness checks. Share seafaring stories in the memory booth. Enjoy seafaring-themed activities. Socialize with seafarers and more. The Celebrate Cayman Seafarers Registry Roadshow happening every Thursday from 4 to 7 p.m. until 5th August. Visit celebratecayman.ky for schedule and info.
The Cayman Islands Seafarers Registry, Celebrate Cayman, the Lions Club of Grand Cayman, and the Department of Children and Family Services will be visiting Constitutional Hall on Thursday, the 5th of August.
For the Record is brought to you by Vamped Motors, the only authorized Ford and Toyota dealership serving the Cayman Islands. Coca-Cola, available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga Distributors. Accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury. Caribbean Bakery, made Cayman fresh. Health City, now open at Camana Bay 7 days a week.
The Ministry of Commerce, Planning and Infrastructure, and by West Bay Pharmacy, taking care of your health.
This is For the Record with Ort Connor.
Coming to you live from Radio Cayman Studio.
For the record.
For the record. For the record. Hear from your government officials, independents, and the opposition on issues that matter to you. For the record. Engage in an open dialogue between residents and lawmakers.
For the record.
For the record. For the record. Informative, impartial, insightful.
This is your talk show.
1-800-534-8255. Your calls, your input. This is For the Record. And now, your host, Ort Connor.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. O land of soft, fresh breezes and verdant trees, so fair. Today is Monday, the 2nd day of August, 2021. I hope and I trust that everyone had a peaceful, restful, enjoyable weekend. Whatever you chose to do on the weekend, whether it was to socialize, whether or not it was to have some privacy of your own, or maybe a staycation, whatever, we hope and we trust that you had an enjoyable weekend. For those of you who are already on the roads of the Cayman Islands this morning, again, we urge you to please be extremely cautious. If you're a pedestrian or a cyclist or operating any type of motorized vehicle, please ensure that you observe the rules of the road, and remember that by so doing, the life you save may be your own. For those of you who are celebrating a birthday today, we want to wish you a happy birthday, and I do have a few birthday announcements that we will make later on during the show. Just bear in mind, if you know someone who is celebrating a birthday today, or maybe celebrating one in the upcoming days, or may have celebrated one over the weekend, share the information with us if you want and if you have their permission to do so, and we will give them a shout out on For the Record. Like I say, you want to recognize people while they're alive so that they can hear you express how you feel about them, because I'm not too sure whether or not they can hear you after they are deceased. Some people believe that they can. Maybe they can. No one has come back and told us that. So the safest way to be sure, pass on the good news, say all of the good things about them while they are with you. For those of you who have lost loved ones, we want to express our sincere condolences to you. We hope and we trust that your faith will help to carry you through these very challenging times, and that the memories of your loved ones will be a blessing as well. If you're not feeling well today, and if you're either at home or at a medical facility, we want to wish you a speedy recovery as well. So, folks, I want to thank you for allowing Radio Cayman, and by extension For the Record, into your homes, into your vehicles as you traverse the busy roads of the Cayman Islands, into your places of work, wherever that may be. As you know, For the Record is a show produced by the staff and management of Radio Cayman, and it is geared towards keeping you abreast of issues as they arise and play out on the local, regional, and international scene. I am your host, Art Connor, and you're welcome to join me every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 7:30 a.m. until 10 a.m. During that period, the phone lines are open. This morning, again, it is the radio voice of DJ Lynn waiting to take your calls. You can call us on our toll-free number provided courtesy of Flow. That toll-free number, 1-800-534-8255. You can also call us on 949-8037 and 949-6990. Email us at fortherecord, one word, fortherecord at candw.ky. WhatsApp us, 925-3261, where you can send us a text message or leave us a voice note, the contents of which will be played during the course of the show. And of course, you can follow us on YouTube simply by subscribing to Radio Cayman live stream. I hate to disappoint some of you this morning. I know that Dr. Steve McPhail is one of your favorite guests that you like to hear on the show, and unfortunately, Dr. McPhail has an appearance in court this morning. No, he is not the person who's being charged. He's going there in his capacity as a lawyer to represent a client. So, but if things are over before 10 o'clock, since he's just walking distance across the parking lot from us, he may just decide to walk over if he finishes early as well. So meanwhile, we will have our phone lines open for you to call in, and all of you can be my guest hosts this morning as well. I want to share with you the COVID-19 report, the last one received on Friday, the 30th of July, 2021. Chief Medical Officer Dr. John Lee reported at that time that the 476 COVID-19 tests had been carried out since it was last reported on Thursday. There was one positive test result in a traveler, and up until Friday, there had been 97,707 COVID-19 vaccinations given in total in the Cayman Islands, 49,960, which represents 70% of the estimated 71,106 population, have had at least one dose of a COVID-19 vaccine, and 47,747, representing 67%, have completed the 2-dose course. So we see the vaccination process still going fairly slowly. And of course, there's a report also issued about a seaman being who was showing symptoms of COVID-19 being allowed into the Cayman Islands, and I will share that with you during the course of the show as well. Meanwhile, we do have a caller, so let's go to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, and I'm not here for the early one.
Morning, good morning.
Morning, how are you?
I'm fine, and yourself?
Pretty good.
Had a good weekend?
Yeah, I did a lot of work in my yard, so I got some vitamin D up there in the sun yesterday, which was well needed for the anxiety.
Okay.
Well, I'm good, thank God. See, I am not open a channel one, and I'm not here to disrespect anyone. But I'm going to try to express myself is, the right word is manly and is possible.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I said before, I have nothing against these guys. They had a parade, and I think it was on Saturday. And I was looking at the first few minutes, and I saw the governor and the premier. I was a bit appalled to know that they were right in the middle of it, and I guess you're going to ask me why, but please ask you not to ask me that.
Okay.
Don't ask me that, please. And I'm just appalled that the two of them was into this parade, and you had a caller who called in a couple of weeks ago, was very upset with these people, and wanted to wish they could do so and so to them. But I just want to say this morning that their premier was in this parade, so I want to know how they feel over the weekend, how they feel today. But also, like I said, I don't care what to do with their life. But we are so small, and I just feel like when the borders are open back up for the cruise ship, we're going to be, I think more of them got to be invited onto the island here. And no disrespect to them, but it's just wondering what will be done and how would they conduct themselves. I don't know what all of their protocols are, living that kind of life when they come to our island, it's such a small island. And people here is so upset about the pedigree, especially call themselves a Christian island, and they're using this thing that low is low. Yes, low is low. But why are they using that as a logo for their business, for their agenda to make the world accept them even more throughout the whole world? And then again, you know, I watched it for a while, and I'm like, you know, how much of these people that was in that crowd are registered voters, and did they voted for this government or any other government in this island, past and present and future, to say that they can get out there, and they're all past excited of the fact of what has took place on Saturday. Like I said, I have nothing against these people, but I'm just concerned what outlook is going to bring on to this island, for the, especially our senior citizens that trying to live comfortable and cut the news on and hear this, or go on and somebody show something on a Facebook or a picture or something. I just hope that they got some rules and regulations for them to conduct themselves when they come to our shows. There's a lot of waiting people out there about, oh, we'll marry them in a flash. Well, if it's making money something, well, let it be for them. And also, I believe she's going to be making something for our tourism here in the Cayman, because we had a cruise ship team here some years ago, and the other government turned them back apparently. And now I can guarantee you we're going to have more than one cruise ship per day in our waters when our borders are open back up.
But didn't we have one? Did we have one come since the first one that was turned around? Didn't we have?
One day came.
Yeah.
And I was working at people at the time, and I dealt with some of them inside there when that ship came. Yes, the second ship came. Mm-hmm. But I just want to say, I just asked God to have mercy on us, and I hope these people will come back themselves and don't take these things on extreme to disrespect this so small baby country, because everybody is getting what they want from this Cayman Island, and we few Caymanians can't get what we want. What we're looking for and what we can't get. And I'm not going to even go into that. I'm quite sure you know some of them. But I am shocked to the peak that the governor was there all excited, as well as our premier. So, guys, here we got it. O.C., I thank you.
Okay.
You have a great morning, and we're going to keep your company until Mr. Maxfield comes.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Have a great day. Folks, we're going to take our first commercial break. Please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, he hath founded it upon the seas.
In 1858, John Miller, a native of Montreal, Canada, shipwrecked off the coast of Cuba. A locally owned schooner would bring him to Grand Cayman, where he settled for many years in the north side of the island. He would eventually move to Georgetown, and it was said that he was in charge of constructing the first north side Presbyterian church and school.
Radio Cayman's Historical Vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines. A truly exciting event is just around the corner. 4 hours of Rotary Central Gumball Car Rally excitement. Saturday, August 21st, noon until 4 p.m. Prizes around Gumball Rally car preparation, rally spirit, rally event notes, rally accuracy. Answer the questions and find the Rotary Central Gumball Rally finish line. The Rotary Central Gumball Car Rally, a fun event, not a race event. Register with only $100 per entry, up to 4 persons per rally car. The first ever Rotary Central Gumball Car Rally event. Register now at Rotary Central Facebook page or call 936-1344. Every Gumball Rally dollar will serve Rotary Central mental health projects. Rotary Central. Serve to change lives.
You don't always have to give up the food you love to live a healthier life. You just have to choose better to eat better. At Caribbean Bakery, we know that delicious, nutritious bread only uses a few ingredients that leads to better taste, better health, and an overall better experience. We focus on simple, quality ingredients while leaving out the bad ingredients that commercial bread brands are known for and can lead to illness. Feed your body, feed your family with 100% additive-free, freshly baked bread from Caribbean Bakery. And don't miss our hot bread Sundays, freshly baked loaves delivered to Mick Russ grocery store every Sunday morning. Caribbean Bakery, made Cayman fresh.
West Bay, home to Barkas National Park, the touristy flair, a family community, a political powerhouse. From sports enthusiasts to car aficionados, affection for silver thatch rope. No matter how far you may venture, West Bay will always be where the heart is. Home will always be in West Bay. West Bay Pharmacy, caring for your home and your family. West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. Convenient, quality care is just around the corner.
Did you know that defective airbags can cause serious injury or even death if not repaired immediately? Right now, millions of vehicles around the world are under recall for faulty Takata airbags, and yours could be one of them. At Vamt Motors, our priority is to make sure the Toyota or Ford you drive is safe. So we are offering customers a free, fast, and easy airbag swap out if your vehicle was manufactured in 2016 or earlier. Find out if you need to have new airbags installed by emailing your Ford or Toyota vehicle's VIN or vehicle identification number to service@vamtmotors.com or stop by Vamp's Service Center or call us at 949-2245. Don't risk it. Get the airbags in your Toyota or Ford checked for free at Vamp Motors on Walkers Road.
Health City is now open at Camana Bay, offering a wide range of specialties at our state-of-the-art Camana Bay Clinic. We are here to help you save time and feel better. We are open weekdays, weekends, and evenings for your convenience and are dedicated to reducing your wait time while improving your health. Friendly staff, expert care, lab services, and diagnostics in one convenient location from the hospital you know and trust. Health City at Camana Bay, within your reach.
Make your house into a home. Welcome to Brand Source Home Gallery, your source for premium products and a premium experience. We'll design and install your dream kitchen with crafted cabinets, complemented with elegant appliances. We'll fill it with quality houseware and cookware. Custom-designed closet and storage solutions organize and beautify any area. And with the finest bedding, you'll get a perfect night's sleep knowing Brand Source Home Gallery has everything you need to make your house a home.
System 1 loaded.
1-800-534-8255. What is on your mind when it comes to the government, independence, and the opposition? Issues that matter to you. 1-800-534-8255. Waiting to hear from you. For the Record.
This is For the Record with Ort Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. No guest in the studio. I'm going to speak a little bit about what the last caller, the first caller, I should say, mentioned in relation to the Gay Pride Parade. And first of all, I'm looking at the Caymanian Compass's website. Of course, I was able to log on this morning, I think because it's the first part of the month. You're allowed a few log-ons or to access a few articles before they ask you to subscribe. And their headline there is hundreds take part in Cayman's first Gay Pride Parade. And I'll first comment on that part and say I would venture a guess to say that you had more people taking part in that Gay Pride Parade than you had persons going out and getting the vaccine on the weekend if we had vaccine stations open on the weekend. That says a lot. That says a lot, folks. Think about that we probably had more. If we had 600 persons at this Gay Pride Parade participating, not to mention those persons who may have been watching, that says a whole lot in terms of where the priorities are and where the support is as well. Number two, looking at the photographs of these persons there, if they weren't wearing some sort of regalia, a T-shirt or whatever, indicating that they were in support of gay pride or that they were a LGBTQ individual, if they weren't wearing those, how would you know? How would you distinguish them from any other person who's heterosexual or straight or whatever if they weren't wearing that? How would you be able to distinguish them? We all look alike, but nobody knows what is in our hearts and what is in our minds. Number three, based on the article, they observed all of the COVID-19 restrictions that were in place. They were all observed by them. Says here that the parade adhered to strict COVID-19 controls and suppression regulations, which stipulated that everyone taking part had to be vaccinated, with each person showing their vaccination cards to the Health Services Authority staff at registration counters set up at the starting point on 7 Mile Public Beach in the morning. Each person received a pink wristband denoting them as registered vaccinated participants. The other the other issue, the presence and the support of the governor, presence and the support of the premier, and the presence and the support of one parliamentarian, Ms. Barbara Connolly, being there. Let's start with the governor. The governor is the sovereign, the Queen's representative here in the Cayman Islands. And portions of our Constitution clearly state that the governor is the Queen's representative, has sworn allegiance to the Queen and to the UK government, and where there is no conflict between our laws and our policies and the UK's, then he will represent us. He represents and stands for us as well. Where those things come into conflict, when he has to take a side, he's constitutionally bound to take the side of the UK government, the Queen, which he represents. In this particular case, we know what the United Kingdom's position is on it. We know it because they have told us about it. They have pushed us to enact legislation that accords with their policies and their views. So that's why the governor is there. And if I would venture to say that if it was an anti-gay march, that he would not be there, because that would be in conflict and diametrically opposed to the United Kingdom's policy. Let's talk about the Premier. The Premier represents all of the people of the Cayman Islands. You don't think that LGBTQ TQ persons voted for the Premier as well? He's obligated to represent everyone. So those of you who may be considering some sort of kickback or whiplash against the Premier because of his presence there, just bear in mind the fact that he is elected to represent everyone. So is the Member of Parliament, Miss Barbara Connolly. She is elected not only to represent her constituency, but also to represent all of the people of the Cayman Islands. The other issue, people talk about LGBTQ persons being bold with what they do. They have a right to get out there and to march as long as it's legal, as long as permission has been granted. And maybe some of us need to get off our butts and get out there and march for what we believe in as well. You have that constitutional right to do that also. I don't see LGBTQ people rubbing things in people's face, challenging them, about their choices. Those that I know, extremely respectful, and there are many that you may look at and you may talk to them, and you would not know that they belong to the LGBTQ community as well. And we may ask ourselves the question, how many may have family members who are suppressing their feelings? They know what they feel and they're suppressing it because of pressure that is being placed on them by their family members, or simply by knowing the position that family members have taken on this issue, that they're suppressing their feelings. And finally, we need not look any further. If you're watching the Olympics, again, you're seeing people there expressing their views, expressing solidarity for the LGBTQ community as well. And that is such a big platform, an international platform. So, folks, all I'm saying is that we all have to live here. We all have our views. At the end of the day, we can disagree without being disagreeable. We need to respect each other's views. And when someone deliberately offends your sensitivities and do so in a challenging manner, then yes, you have the right to challenge them as well, but try to do it respectfully as well. But we are all human beings. We are all God's children as well, and we have to respect each other. With that, top of the hour, 8 o'clock news. When we return, I hope you will continue to converse with me. If not, I will be talking to you. So please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back immediately after the 8 o'clock news.
At Foster's, we always have better prices on the products you love.
We sure do. And this week we have certified Angus beef, top sirloin steaks for only $7.99 a pound. Save $2.30.
We also have Noon hydration tablets for just $4.39 each. Save $2.
And save $2.50 on Silk coconut milks. Now only $3.99. But hurry, price is good until August 11th, 2021. You can also shop these specials online and have them delivered. Just head to fosters.ky/go.
Foster's. Better prices because we care.
The voice of the Cayman Islands.
89.9 FM in Grand Cayman and 93.9 FM in Cayman Brac and Little Cayman.
Silver wings shining in the sunlight.
Radio Cayman.
The 8 a.m. news is proudly sponsored by the Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. For further information, please visit chamberpension.ky. The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. We are here for you. Please be advised that the pension contribution holiday has been extended until 31st of December 2021. Employers and plan members should ensure arrangements are in place for salary deductions and remittance following this date. The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan, keeping you informed. For further information, visit chamberpension.ky. And for information as it happens, follow us on Facebook, LinkedIn, or Instagram. Email admin@pensions.ky or call 745-7630. We're here for you.
For today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
From Radio Cayman's newsroom, I'm Shanda Gallego with your latest news. Just in time for peak hurricane season, a number of support vehicles have arrived for the Cayman Islands Regiment. In a press release Friday, officials confirmed the vehicles would have cost over $1 million new, but have purchased well-maintained used vehicles, which cost around $380,000. The vehicles were fully serviced and repainted before being shipped, preparing them for a number of years' use in Cayman. Officials say the regiment will always work to minimize costs to the public purse whilst preparing to provide Cayman with disaster relief support. Another shipment containing spare parts, generators, and trailers is on its way, expected sometime this month. Health and Wellness Minister Honorable Sabrina Turner addresses the spread of COVID vaccine misinformation.
Just how you're subjected to misinformation, people can subscribe to media sources and social media sites that is honestly can be backed up and supported. And I will implore those persons for you to just use good judgment. Look at what's happening around the world. At the end of the day, do not make ego overshadow basic common sense.
During an interview on CIGTV News, Minister Turner spoke out of concern over misinformation being shared primarily via social media in the local community. The Health and Wellness Minister urged local residents to get informed before getting vaccinated, but asked that they use reputable, verified news sources such as the Cayman Islands government website or social media pages, the World Health Organization website, the UK National Health Service website, or the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention website.
Our primary concern as your government and me sitting in this noble position as Minister of Health and Wellness is to make sure that whatever credible information I get, guided by those who are put in positions to guide me and science, is to make sure my people of the Cayman Islands are safe and is protected as much as possible.
Minister Turner emphasized that the COVID-19 vaccination has been scientifically proven to be the best available form of defense against the virus. In other local news, a panel with a common concern over the youth of the Cayman Islands discussed the impacts of COVID, direct and indirect, at Saturday's Big Brothers Big Sisters Youth Mentoring Forum.
We've really struggled with students that have kind of gone backwards and gone into their shells. You know, they've lost that positive mindset that we spend so much time trying to build up with them. And that's the bit that we're really trying to overcome right now. We're trying to get them back into a place where they're feeling positive about themselves, where they're believing that they can grow and they can be just about anything they want to be, but their work ethic is the most important thing there.
Panelist John Gray High School Principal John Clark and the rest of the group shared their thoughts on the importance of mentors in helping Caymanian children and adolescents overcome the difficulties experienced during the pandemic and in helping to build resilience in a post-COVID world. Wellness Center Director and clinical psychologist Shannon Seymour.
I think we saw the need for mentorship during the lockdown significantly lift because children typically depend on their parents for that consistent and reliable, warm support. And parents, all of us, regardless of our circumstances, were under incredible stress and duress during the pandemic. And so I think the more adults, the more people that wrapped around to buffer children was important.
The other panelists were Jason Jones, counselor on Course Cayman and Alex Panton Foundation, along with the director of ARC, Tara Nielsen, and Paul Biles, head of youth development for Academy Sports Club. The vote of thanks came from little brother Justin Wright. You can see the full forum online at the Big Brothers Big Sisters Facebook page. That is your latest local news. We now turn to the BBC with a check of international news. That's it for me. From Radio Cayman's newsroom, I'm Shanda Gallego.
BBC News with Moira Alderson. The Supreme Court in Israel is considering the case of Palestinian families who face possible eviction from a neighbourhood in occupied East Jerusalem. The judge has presented a possible compromise in which the Palestinian families could stay on in the properties under a protected tenancy. The issue added to escalating tensions in the region earlier this year. Reports say US and Afghan aircraft have carried out multiple strikes on Taliban positions in the southern Afghan city of Lashkargah, where security forces have engaged in a street-to-street battle with the insurgents. The health charity MSF said people had been trapped in their homes and there were many casualties due to relentless bombing. BBC News.
The 8 a.m. news is proudly sponsored by the Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. For further information, please visit chamberpension.ky. The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. We're here for you. Are you aware of the performance of your pension plan? The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan provides quarterly fund fact sheets for our members to stay informed with the plan's performance. For the year ended 30th of April 2021, the various life cycle funds have provided returns between 10.5% and 43.2%. And our all-in expense ratio for year ended 30th of June 2020 is currently the lowest it's ever been. 0.72%. Visit chamberpension.ky to review our fund fact sheets. You can see the performance as far back as 10 years. Remember that pensions are a longer-term investment strategy. Focus on the long term rather than the short-term returns. The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan continues to perform for you.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman for the latest in news and information.
Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio Cayman app or log on to our website, www.radiocayman.gov.ky.
Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
3T Cayman MRI is the patient-friendly MRI experience in the Cayman Islands. With the most advanced scanner on island, utilizing cutting-edge technology, and a team of highly trained radiologists and technologists with the experience that rivals any clinic in the world. Our suite is designed for patient comfort, with the largest patient opening of any scanner and additional features to minimize anxiety during your scan. Come to 3T Cayman MRI for your patient-friendly experience. Learn more at 3tcayman.com.
Optical Outlook Caymanian Village location has moved. Same great services and products, new location. We've moved to Anderson Square in central Georgetown. It's a much larger space with dedicated parking. Please call us on 746-2020 to make your appointment at our new location today. Make sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Please come see the difference with Optical Outlook, Cayman's premier optical provider.
As the community continues to take precautions from COVID-19, it is important to stay prepared for other disasters now that we're in the hurricane season. Here are some post-hurricane safety tips from the Department of Environmental Health. Always separate debris from household garbage after a hurricane. Debris includes roofing materials, tree branches, and metals. All items of debris must be placed in separate piles and must not cause obstruction to roadways or come in contact with electrical lines. For full guidance on post-hurricane safety tips, visit www.deh.gov.ky.
The 8:10 a.m. Weather Report, Monday through Friday, is proudly sponsored by Pan American International Insurance Corporation. Pan American International Insurance Corporation, meeting the life, accident, and health insurance needs of individuals and businesses to ensure financial security and peace of mind. For more information, call 949-8304 or visit www.palig.com. That's PALIG.com.
For over 100 years, more than 5.8 million people across the Americas and the Caribbean have placed their trust in Pan American Life Insurance Group. We have delivered on our promise and have proven that we are more than an insurance company. We are family. To learn more about our first-in-class individual and group life, disability and accident solutions, please visit Pan American International Insurance Corporation at Unit 221, Cannon Place East, North Song Road, Grand Cayman, or contact us at 949-8304 and visit us online at www.palig.com. Pan American Life, people you can trust for life.
The 8:10 a.m. weather report, Monday through Friday, is proudly sponsored by Pan American International Insurance Corporation. Pan American International Insurance Corporation, meeting the life, accident, and health insurance needs of individuals and businesses to ensure financial security and peace of mind. For more information, call 949-8304 or visit www.palig.com. That's PALIG.com.
For additional weather information, visit www.weather.gov.ky. As well, stay in touch with Radio Cayman for the latest in news and information. Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
For over 100 years, more than 5.8 million people across the Americas and the Caribbean have placed their trust in Pan American Life Insurance Group. We have delivered on our promise and have proven that we're more than just an insurance company, we're family. To learn more about our first-in-class group health and employee benefit solutions, please visit Pan American Life Insurance Company of the Cayman Islands at Unit 221, Cannon Place East, North Sound Road, Grand Cayman, or contact us at 949-8304. You can also visit us online at www.palig.com. Pan American Life, people you can trust for life.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today.
Summer, the season for backyard gatherings, beach parties, office socials, and camps for kids. Make the most of your summer party and leave the catering to Subway. Choose from small and large sandwich platters or double meat wrap platters, and top it off with optional cookie platters for dessert. Or ask about our Subway Box to Go, with the option of a 6-inch or foot-long sandwich, 1 cookie, and 1 bag of chips. Cater your summer with Subway. Visit subway.ky for menu options. Subway, eat fresh.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today.
Dreaming of a great career or degree? The Caribbean Examinations Council offers regionally and internationally recognized qualifications to help you get there. These include the Caribbean Certificate of Secondary Level Competence, CCSLC, the Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate, CSEC, the Caribbean Vocational Qualification, CVQ, Caribbean Advanced Proficiency Examination, CAPE, and the CXC Associate Degree. These exams may be done while in school or out of school at private learning institutions. Visit cxc.org to learn more. With CXC, you're in control.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines. A truly exciting event is just around the corner. 4 hours of Rotary Central Gumball Car Rally excitement. Saturday, August 21st, noon until 4 p.m. Prizes around Gumball Rally car preparation, rally spirit, rally event notes, rally accuracy. Answer the questions and find the Rotary Central Gumball Rally finish line. The Rotary Central Gumball Car Rally, a fun event, not a race event. Register with only $100 per entry, up to 4 persons per rally car. The first ever Rotary Central Gumball Car Rally event. Register now at Rotary Central Facebook page or call 936-1344. Every Gumball Rally dollar will serve Rotary Central mental health projects. Rotary Central. Serve to change lives.
For the Health of It is heard on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. and repeated on Saturdays at 9:30 a.m. It is brought to you by Holy Cross Health. Quality medical care and advanced technology with sincere compassion and understanding. Our mission is you. Call 1-954-351-5906. Email global services at holy-cross.com or visit Holy Cross Health at holy-cross.com.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matters. For the record, with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning, and welcome back to For the Record. No guests in the studio. I promised you that I would share with you the news about the seafarer who experienced possible COVID-19 symptoms and was allowed at the Cayman Islands Hospital. And this is a press release that was issued on 2nd of August. And it reads, government has agreed to allow a crew member aboard a foreign vessel at sea who is exhibiting possible COVID-19 symptoms to be admitted to hospital for treatment on Grand Cayman. Premier Honorable Wayne Patton is quoted as saying, "In the tradition of a nation built on seafaring, it only seems the right thing to do to assist where we can." Health Minister Honorable Sabrina Turner is quoted as saying, "We have ensured that the logistics of receiving the patient can be accomplished in complete safety, and the Health Services Authority is confident and comfortable in accepting the patient. Our hospitals have been successfully dealing with COVID-19 patients since last year, and I am certain this person will receive quality care here." That's the quote from the health minister as well. The premier, who has said that the introduction of COVID-19 to the Cayman Islands community will continue to happen as restrictions on our borders lessen towards reopening, reminds those who have not received their COVID-19 vaccination to protect themselves by getting vaccinated as well. And I'm sure that there will be persons who are critical about this decision, but again, it accords with our international obligations that we have, our moral obligations that we have as well in terms of assisting. And both the Premier and the Minister are correct in speaking to the success of our local hospitals here to deal with COVID-19 situations. We have seen instances when there's been the possibility of community spread, for those issues to be addressed immediately. And we are grateful, we are thankful that we have the capable persons in the Cayman Islands to lead us through this pandemic. But again, we also have to do our part. And right now, the big part is to ensure that you get vaccinated. If you have reservations, if you have any hesitation, speak to the experts. Talk to your medical provider, your doctor. If you feel that you're in a situation where it's questionable as to whether or not you should take the vaccine based on any medical issues that you may have. But discuss it. Get the right opinion. Please don't follow social media, especially Facebook. There are so many other authorities on the COVID-19 situation that you can reference rather than social media, and anything that your friends send you. Read it carefully and try to discern for yourself whether or not the information is credible. And you can do that by double-checking, by looking at other sources of information and comparing those sources of information as well. But if we are to reach that 80% vaccination in our population, we have to do more. You heard Minister Kenneth Bryan on Friday talk about incentivizing people to be vaccinated, and he also spoke about the private sector's continued involvement in that, and in some instances taking the lead as well. So again, we want to encourage you, if you have not been vaccinated, do so for yourself, do so for your family, do so for your friends, your colleagues at work. If it is possible for you to be vaccinated, please do so as well. I'm going to shift gears for a moment. Yesterday, 1st of August. Does that seem significant for some of us? Or for many of us? 1st of August. You look at the newspapers, online, the two prominent ones in Cayman News Service, Caymanian Compass, yesterday, 1st of August, Emancipation Day. How much do we see about it here in the Cayman Islands? Are we in denial? Do we celebrate a different day, for it? There's an article. This one is a perspective on it. August 1st, Emancipation Day. But the end of British slavery didn't mean freedom. The end of British slavery didn't mean freedom. And I would venture to say that today in the Cayman Islands, it still isn't freedom. And yes, I talk about everyone entitled to make their own choices. The majority here in the Cayman Islands have chosen that they want to remain. I know British Overseas Territory, or a colony, like some persons prefer to call it as well. So we have not chosen to seek full emancipation. I think on one show with Dr. Steve Macfield, we were talking about, I think there's a song that Rule Britannia, and it goes, talks about rule Britannia, Britannia rule the waves, Britons never shall be slaves. So the Brits, they have resolved that they will never be slaves. When we read into that, what does that tell you? It's something that they didn't want to happen to them, which means, in part, there was nothing good about it. If you were on the other end of it as a slave, there was nothing good about that. So the Brits say, no, we don't want to do that. We don't want to be there. We will enslave you, but we don't want to be slaves. So maybe some of us believe that we're not only British Overseas Territory citizens, but we've got a British passport as well. We have the British passport, so we're British citizens also. Do you think that puts you in the other boat and in the other category where Britons never shall be slaves? I don't think so. Do you? Think about it. Do you believe that because you possess a British passport, even though you may be an overseas territory citizen as well, that makes you a free person? It's a decision that we have to take here in the Cayman Islands in terms of our future and where we want to go. Yes, you complain about the governor and you question, why is he there supporting and speaking at an LGBTQ parade? Well, ask yourself the question, why? I gave you some reasons earlier as to why he is there. But it's quite possible, based on whatever decision that we make here in the Cayman Islands, we could have a Governor General who was out there, one of your own. Of course, you would still question, those of you who are opposed to LGBTQ would still question the person's presence there. But my point is, in relation to the fact that, we have the opportunity to have our own. We have chosen not to at this point in time. And just like LGBTQ and other issues, we are going to continue to find ourselves playing catch up while the rest of the world has moved on. We're going to find ourselves playing catch up. We do have a caller on the line. We're going to take that caller as soon as we take this short commercial break. Folks, please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
When I was growing up in Cayman, Sundays was always a big day for our family. Everyone would go to Granny's house for Sunday dinner after church. Even today, I can still smell the aroma of all the delicious food we used to eat. especially the hot, fresh baked bread smothered in butter, topped off with our favorite pan cheese. These days, I don't have enough time to cook and bake, but I do my best to carry on the Sunday tradition of family meals, and being able to get hot, fresh bread with no preservatives or additives from Caribbean Bakery is a big help for me. Shh, don't tell them, they still think I baked it. Caribbean Bakery, now delivering every Sunday to McGrath's grocery store in Eastern Avenue and Marina Drive. Caribbean Bakery, made Cayman fresh.
Did you know that defective airbags can cause serious injury or even death if not repaired immediately? Right now, millions of vehicles around the world are under recall for faulty Takata airbags, and yours could be one of them. At Vamt Motors, our priority is to make sure the Toyota or Ford you drive is safe. So we are offering customers a free, fast, and easy airbag swap out if your vehicle was manufactured in 2016 or earlier. Find out if you need to have new airbags installed by emailing your Ford or Toyota vehicle's VIN or vehicle identification number to service@vamtmotors.com, or stop by Vamp's Service Center or call us at 949-2245. Don't risk it. Get the airbags in your Toyota or Ford checked for free at Vamt Motors on Walkers Road.
West Bay, home to Barkas National Park, the touristy flair, a family community, a political powerhouse. From sports enthusiasts to car aficionados, affection for silver thatch rope. No matter how far you may venture, West Bay will always be where the heart is. Home will always be in West Bay. West Bay Pharmacy, caring for your home and your family. West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. Convenient, quality care is just around the corner.
89.9 Radio Cayman helps you to weather the storm during this hurricane season.
One of the most crucial elements of hurricane preparedness is storm awareness. During the season, it is of utmost importance to pay attention to the latest local weather forecast, as hurricanes do not suddenly form or strike. There are various methods of advanced notification. Utilizing such may be the difference between a favorable outcome and disaster. Both television and radio serve as excellent mediums with up-to-the-minute storm path information in the wake of a hurricane. Another method of tracking a hurricane may be only arm's length away. Your smartphone or tablet can be your most valuable tool before, during, and after a storm, providing countless numbers of apps with crucial hurricane information. Many apps allow you to track storms with moving radar and satellite imagery, plus offer alerts, current conditions, forecasts, advisories, and even video.
This hurricane preparedness tip was brought to you by your community radio station, Radio Cayman, 89.9 FM.
System 1 loaded.
1-800-534-8255. What is on your mind when it comes to the government, independence, and the opposition? Issues that matter to you. 1-800-534-8255. Waiting to hear from you. For the Record.
This is For the Record with Ort Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We're going straight to the phone lines as promised. Caller, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, O.C. Peterson here.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. I hope the same for you.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
Good. It looks like you are doing a monologue today to a large extent. You might have hit some nerves along the way. I don't know.
I'm sure that happened. Yes.
But you're talking about of course. What prompted me was you were saying, well, yesterday was 1st of August. Anything, remarkable about that? And for me, of course, in the first line is the fact that it was the 730th birthday for Switzerland.
Okay.
But, and coincides with my wife's birthday as well.
Oh, so, congratulations on all ends.
There you go. Thank you. But, the Emancipation Day. Naturally, me being what I am and how I am, I have never had to experience the other side of that equation, and I'm grateful for that, and I can certainly sympathize with or empathize with the people that even today still suffer under that yoke, of being in slavery, in bondage.
Yes.
We are slaves in many things. In Cayman, many of us are slaves to something else nowadays. And our society has changed so much, where we are now driven by different things, and it manifests itself with the breakdown of the family unit and other things in society that are not very desirable. And I think, so when you bring up Emancipation Day, I think people should look beyond the obvious thing of the title, and actually that's why I did call, because I think in many ways we have to reassess. I'm certainly not the first person to say it, but reassess what it is we want to do here. What it is we want to do to this small piece of land sticking out of the sea. In order, the ultimate purpose, I'm sure, for most people is to make a better life for themselves. But perhaps we also need to reevaluate what exactly that is.
Exactly. Yes.
And my generation certainly, and I think I'm more or less in the same generation as you are. We were certainly instructed to be industrious and measure a lot of our values in monetary terms, and so I think those of us that do some thinking occasionally recognize that is not the only measuring stick that we should apply, because we've given up a lot of things. I was looking at some pictures, and you're talking about Facebook, about not getting your information on Facebook, etc., but I can tell you what, the pictures that were taken from someone going along what used to be 7 Mile Beach on a jet ski were instructive, where now things that areas that I have walked for many, many years are now suddenly in the water. I'm talking about there, where before you get to Royal Palms, a little bit north of where Royal Palms was.
Yes.
The water is splashing up against the seawall, and even further south where the Marriott is, of course, the same thing. Now, I have to say in West Bay Public Beach has gained some of that sand that probably used to be down there before, speaking down there in being south. And so, the changes will keep on happening. Some of it we can influence, and some things we cannot, but certainly with intelligent decisions and putting on our thinking caps. And as you said earlier, we all have the right. You don't have to be a member of a special group like, LGBTQ or anything like that in order to represent your opinion. You can, like these things mostly happen, you discuss it in a small circle, or you find like-minded people, and a movement can be born.
Yes.
And you can, without exceeding the boundaries of common decency and law, you can make your influence known by our leaders who lead by looking over their shoulder, and so I think to some extent that has happened already with the change that we have seen at the polls, but still there are still a lot of things that may need to be further addressed by the community. So Emancipation Day yesterday, you can become emancipated in many ways.
Yes.
And maybe that's the last thing I have to say this morning.
Okay. Before you go, though, Mr. Smith, speaking about the loss of beach in some areas of Cayman and the gain in other parts as well, do we have a proper study, scientific study, that one that is reliable, that tells us exactly, what the wave movement and the movement of sand in that area is, so that the government or the authorities can take an informed decision and remove those walls and those obstacles that are creating these unusual, unnatural situations to occur?
Well, yes, I think we do have that. For years, I have seen, and I'm not sure which department, probably of government, these people are employed by. They go along the shore and they take markers with a GPS locator.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell you from an acquaintance, a friend of mine, who is a land surveyor, and he said the high water marks that were placed in various areas of this island as little as 10 years ago are now in the water.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And so, as you rightly said, I think some of the things that were built along 7 Mile Beach have impeded the natural movement of the sand, of going north in one season and going back south in the other season.
Mm-hmm.
And now, because of the changes to the natural wave action, that sand can no longer accumulate in the areas from where it was once removed.
Yes.
But I am fairly certain that there are people in government organizations that have the knowledge as to what it would take to correct that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But I am also fairly certain that they're not finding a listening ear where it needs to be.
Yes.
And so, the question then is, do we need to have an awakening in those places where that recognition needs to come in, that will say, you know what the investment that I did tear down now for the bigger purpose of actually having a beachfront property again, rather than a platform in the ocean.
Yes.
It remains to be seen.
Yep.
We know that humans, and I think this goes into many other environmental issues, we have a limited time on this planet. I'm talking about as an individual. And myself, I'm 73 now, so I might have maximum another 25 years or so, and I'll be gone. So whilst you might say right now, you say, okay, water levels are rising 0.13 inch per annum. So in 10 years, that's 1.3 inches. In 20 years, that's 2.6. But of course, number two, it doesn't go linear.
Mm-hmm.
If it should start to accelerate, then that's a different story again, and a lot could happen in my remaining time.
Yes.
And the same thing goes with pollution. We're talking about expensive solutions. I was watching a BBC program last night, and they were talking about how much the measures that Europe are proposing to implement in order to compensate or try to mitigate the effects of global change, of climate change, at least the human cost component of climate change, how much it would cost each citizen. And, and people say, oh, why should I do that in my lifetime? And the politician says, well, I can never win an election if I support that. And there we go. So emancipation is still required.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you very much for that. We do have a caller on hold, but so that I won't have to interrupt that caller, we're going to take the commercial break first, and that caller, if we don't get another caller, we can allow that caller to talk until 9 o'clock. Folks, please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
West Bay, home to Barkas National Park, the touristy flair, a family community, a political powerhouse. From sports enthusiasts to car aficionados, affection for silver thatch roof, No matter how far you may venture, West Bay will always be where the heart is. Home will always be in West Bay. West Bay Pharmacy, caring for your home and your family. West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. Convenient, quality care is just around the corner.
What's that? No sugar, same amazing taste? Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is here to stay. Classic taste, pure satisfaction. Be sure to stop into any Tortuga location and get your own case of Coke Zero. Or grab an ice-cold one straight from the cooler. Brought to you by Tortuga Distributors Limited. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, Cayman.
Make your house into a home. Welcome to Brand Source Home Gallery, your source for premium products and a premium experience. We'll design and install your dream kitchen with crafted cabinets, complemented with elegant appliances. We'll fill it with quality houseware and cookware. Custom-designed closet and storage solutions organize and beautify any area. And with the finest bedding, you'll get a perfect night's sleep knowing Brand Source Home Gallery has everything you need to make your house a home.
Eat, drink, and save money with BIP. Get the best deals across the islands exclusively with BIP. Introducing BIP Deals and Offers, home to the best money-saving coupons. And that's not all. Join the BIP Marketplace, the best place to buy and sell your items for free. Even better, win free lunch every Wednesday and stand a chance to win great prizes daily with BIP. Just download the free BIP app today and start BIPing.
I've got some beautiful clothes. I know just where they go. Puritan Cleaners.
Drapes. Puritan Cleaners now offering 12% off on drapes pickup and delivery. Unhang and rehang at $9.65 per hour optional. To our hospitality services, let us help you be ready. Before attempting to remove rubber back drapes, please give us a call. Puritan Cleaners, Eastern Avenue 949-7104. Elgin Avenue 949-2452. Savannah Countryside 946-1884. We can make your rooms look good.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Initiating system. For information that matters. For the record, with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. Going straight to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. Thanks for being so patient.
Good morning, O.C.
Good morning. How are you?
Not too bad, yourself?
I'm good, thanks.
Steve not there?
No, he has to be in court at 9 o'clock, but if he finishes early, he'll try to get in still.
Oh, okay. All right. O.C., I don't know how much faith and how you believe in the Medina road. I mean, I know there's a lot of fake news around the place, but sometimes I go onto my road and I read, the latest happenings.
Mm-hmm.
And, if what you be reading on that sometimes, if there's a lot of truth to it, if there's truth to some of the things you read on that, this is what I'm complaining about all the time. It's really, really troublesome. So this is why if things like that is happening in certain departments, you can just imagine what is happening outside of those different apartments.
Okay. Are you speaking to a specific incident or reporting?
Referring to was the prison officer trying to get drugs into the prison.
Okay.
That was arrested, and I haven't tapped into it lately to see what the outcome or I heard any late news about, whether he was tested or positive or what the outcome might be, but I guess you'll hear that at a later date. But, it's really troublesome as a Caymanian because we see the direction this country is going, and, we all have to be concerned, and I just hope this government, I just hope that they decide, they make up their mind that they're going to do something about what is happening because Well, see, if we wait till this country become like all of the rest of them, what are we going to have? Another hell hole, my friend, that nobody is want to come. I mean, everybody wants to come to this country right now. Why can't we try to preserve that and keep it that way and try to get people, if we need people to come to this country, try to get people that don't want to bring their ways and impose it on us as Caymanians, because their culture is completely different from ours, and they don't have the right to try to impose that on us. If they want to come here, they should come to this country, and whatever they find, they leave it and they accept it. If not, just leave the same way he came. I mean, it's simple as that. It's nobody's forcing you to stay here. I mean, I live in the United States, so did you, right?
Mm-hmm.
There were a lot of things that I didn't agree with, but you know what? Me, as not being an American, I had no rights to complain about anything that was happening in their country. I had no rights because I was from a different country. The Americans have all of the right to complain about what's happening in the country, but it seems like every Tom, Dick, and Harry can come here from any part of the world, and they got a bigger say than Caymanians. No. We need to wake up, and the government needs to do something about what is happening in this country, because if you wait any longer, it's going to be too late. And then we got all have to put bars on our doors, not only having 3-4 dogs patrolling outside, we got have to have serious bars on our homes. And do we want that? Do we need to look like the rest of the world that is a big prison? No, we don't. People come here because of what we are, who we are, and what we stand for, and the love that we give back to them. But you know, some people just cannot come here and accept us for that. I mean, you know, they want to bring in everybody from their country if they got a business. What about Caymanians?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I mean, come on, man. This is the Cayman Islands. If you want to come here and be a part of us, be a part of us. Don't just bring everything from your country and think that, you know, we're going to sit back and accept that and won't have anything to say about it. Come on. So I'm just begging the government, look at what is happening in this country and please do something about it. Not for us, not even for me, for the future, for my kids that is going to be growing up in this country that is overseas right now. I got one daughter right now that is in Dubai, right? I mean, I don't know when she can come back. She did all her schooling in England, and she said to me, Dad, I don't want to live in England. So she got a 2-year contract in Dubai, and she said, simple as that, I don't want to live in England. So I guess it's going to be here, you know, where she can come back to her home.
Hopefully, yes.
Yeah, and I know she will, see, because knowing her, that is going to be her main goal one of these days to come back to this island. But that may be 10 years down the road. I mean, I might be around. It might be less, but I'm hoping that it's a lot less than that. But, you know, I want to leave something for her, see, and my other kids. I don't want to just say, well, you know, I'm gone, and what did I leave for them? Nothing. Huh? No. I want to leave something, and I want them to be proud that I left something for my kids.
Certainly.
And every family I know feels that way about their family. But, you know, the changes that is happening in this country, it needs to come to a halt. We need to look at what is happening.
Okay.
Right?
Definitely. Okay, we're going to try to grab one more call before we go to our headline news at 9 o'clock. I want to thank that caller for that. I have some comments in relation to it as well, but I will, or things to add on to what he has said, but I will reserve those for now so that we can hear from our listening audience. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, Rosie. How are you?
Good morning.
I have a question to start off with. Do you believe in God?
I believe that there is a superior being out there. Yes.
Okay. Now, I am very heavy-hearted from yesterday, honestly. as a Christian and for the love of my country, my islands, it was very disturbing for me and for many others to see our premier and our governor out there knowing.
You're talking about Saturday, not yesterday. Saturday.
Sorry.
Okay.
Knowing that we are Christian backbone, that this island is built up of a Christianity. No, oh my gosh, to see people from overseas commenting, oh my God, look at the Christian Cayman. That hurts. That's so sad. My Bible teaches me it's an abomination. My Bible tells me those who condole with them is just like them. And that is very sad to see our premier. Not even the governor, because he's not from here. He don't know about our history. He don't know about our spiritual background. That he got come and impose this on us. You said something about England this morning. According to Juliana O'Connolly, stated in the LA, this was not forced down on us. That's why she voted against it. Yeah? This is calling destruction to a beautiful island that we call home. It is totally an abomination to our God. You understand?
Okay. What are we supposed to do with our people, though? What are we supposed to do with the Caymanians who are out there and who are part of the LGBTQ community? What are we supposed to do with them? What does your Bible tell you that you should do with them?
How many Caymanians you saw out there? These people are.
It's difficult to tell. How do you tell a Caymanian these days?
How you tell we Caymanians know our people.
We used to.
I know my people, and that literally 99% expat. From looking at that video, I saw one gay that I recognize as Caymanian. One. The amount of foreigners and expatriates, that's the same thing that last caller was just talking about. These people bring their living style here to the Cayman Islands, and our government allow it to happen. For them to force their
You still haven't told me what your Bible says that we're supposed to do with those people.
No, we're supposed to love them, but we're not supposed to love the sin that they do.
Okay, yeah.
The Bible says we have to love each and every person, but we do not have to love the sin that they do.
Okay.
And
but you allow them to do what they are legally, constitutionally allowed to do as well. They have a share in this democracy, even if it's a democracy with a small d. So we got to allow them to do what they're legally allowed to do too, right? You would agree with that?
Destroys our island. What about our children? Pretty soon it can be in our schools. What about our children in our school? What happened to this when it reached our schools? And a lot of Caymanians that not going to want that. Not because we didn't see a lot of Caymanians out there upset or what have you. That's probably why you don't have nobody calling in today, because people are still in shock and can disbelieve and can't believe it. You don't see it. That is so wrong, and I'm very disappointed in my premier to see that he headed it. I expected from Barbara, but not from the premier, honestly. And the governor. The way I feel right now, we need a new governor, because he don't respect our Christianity, he don't respect our morals, he don't respect, to me, nothing about our
Well, I don't think you want to pin it on any individual governor, because any governor who comes here is going to represent the policies and the persuasions of the United Kingdom. He represents the United Kingdom here in the Cayman Islands, the Queen and the government of the United Kingdom. So whichever governor you get is going to be basically the same thing. That will only change when you get someone like a governor general who is a Caymanian, a governor general, and you can only get that if we decide that we're going to be independent. So if we want to really be that true Christian community, and we want to impose Christian values like how some countries impose Islamic law or whatever, we have to become independent. And even then, when we do become independent, we're going to still be held to international commitments and everything else. But caller, if you want to hold on to talk some more, I have to take a break for 9 o'clock news. If not, you can call back. But I certainly would like to keep the conversation going with you. Folks, please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
Satisfaction is guaranteed 24 hours a day, whether it's music or information.
From Grand Cayman to Cayman Brac to Little Cayman, we've got you covered.
You ever hear a thing like that?
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
Today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman.
Your voice, your choice.
Local, regional, international. This is Headlines from Radio Cayman's newsroom.
Today's biggest news.
Government reported 476 COVID-19 tests on Thursday. There was one positive in a traveler. There have been 97,707 COVID-19 vaccinations given in total in the Cayman Islands. Of these, 49,960, that is 70% of 71,106, have had at least one dose of a COVID-19 vaccine, and 47,747, that's 67%, have completed the 2-dose course. Turning to international news now, at least 8 people have been killed in wildfires that have ripped through southern Turkey, ravaging coastal resorts and forcing tourists to flee. The blazes have been raging for 6 days as Turkey grapples with its worst fire crisis in a decade. On Monday, Turkish authorities said more than 130 blazes had been contained as firefighting efforts continued. Elsewhere, firefighters are trying to contain wildfires in parts of Greece, Spain, and Italy. The first passengers have been arriving in the UK after rules changed to allow people fully vaccinated in the US and EU to avoid quarantine. The change affects those arriving from countries on the UK's amber list, except France. The UK government said the change would help to reunite family and friends whose loved ones live abroad. And the UK has summoned the Iranian ambassador in response to an attack on a vessel off the coast of Oman last week in which 2 people were killed. The foreign officer said Ambassador Mohsen Baharvand was told that Iran must immediately cease actions that risk international peace and security. It also said the vessels must be allowed to navigate freely in accordance with international law. The UK and US believe Iran was behind the attack. Those are your latest headlines here on Radio Cayman. I'm Shanda Gallego.
For the latest in news and information,
follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio Cayman app or log on to our website, radiocayman.gov.ky.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matter. For the record, with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. I'm going to go back to that caller because I had to interrupt for the headline news. And caller, I'm sorry, I wanted to give you an opportunity for some closing comments before we go on to the next caller. So go right ahead.
Okay, that's okay. Now look at the amount of Christians, not even Christians. We have sinners and Christians that came out and stood from the government building straight down to the courthouse. That spoke volume. That shows that we Caymanians do not want this. Our governor imposed this. You understand? But I mean, what about the people vote, the opinion that the people voice? Right now, look on Facebook and to see the people that are crying shame on the Cayman Islands. As a Caymanian, that hurts. That burden is in my heart. That hurts me as a Caymanian. I don't know about the rest, but it hurts me as a Caymanian. Because when we were taught better, we raised up in church, and we know better. Mm-hmm. You understand? And at the end of the day, as I say, it calling damnation on these beautiful islands that we call home. We Caymanians are blessed and highly favored among any other nation in this world. We are blessed and highly favored. And look at the things that are being done to contradict that.
Okay. Caller, I want to thank you very much for that. And I want to give other callers an opportunity. We have a few queued up as well. Next caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. Good morning, caller. Welcome to For the Record. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, OC.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
Sorry about that.
Thank God I'm still alive and wonderful and blessed. And highly flavored, as the young lady just said. I got two topics. I'm going to try to make it as quick as possible.
Okay.
I heard the caller just before, the gentleman, I think he's one of Thompson's, I'm not sure who it is, but one of Thompson's, I recognize his voice, called talking about protecting for Caymanians. I have called this talk show over and over, and many other talk shows, as you know, regarding preparing for Caymanians. My son now is the one that was trying to do a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I told you, just I think it was sometime early part of the year, that they actually even passed legislative assembly. I don't know who's advising the people, whether it's all foreigners advising them, because it can't be no Caymanians or they're not Cayman at heart. Maybe we need to get rid of some of them. Because for them to pass a law, by law, that in order for you to practice, government is giving scholarships to our children to go anywhere that they can practice medicine. They didn't. I never seen no stipulations saying that if you don't go where we say, we're giving you money, but you not come home. Only to be told again that they can't do internship at Georgetown Hospital because they didn't go to the University of West Indies. Now they're talking about trying to do something that's Caymanian. They need to deal with that because today might be my Sunday, but we don't know tomorrow will be theirs. Mm-hmm. I'm sure by the time they get to some of theirs that is the elites, they'll rub out that pencil mark and put it in how they want, fix it what they want.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a disgrace that we got such a law in place that we would allow anybody to put such a law in place that will hinder our children coming home to practice. So we got that one to face, and like Mr. Peter said, we got to leave something to Caymanians. And who is defending us? Number two, the lady just said, Miss Juliana O'Connell, Honorable, said that it was not, England did not force it down on us. So we need to stop using the excuse about England saying...
But that's not to say that they would not have done so if it became necessary. It was clear that the governor was prepared to do that.
Yeah, but that because that's the way they wanted it to go. But
and that's the way it must go. That's the way it must go if the UK wants it to go that way, because we are overseas territory of the UK. We belong to them.
Clearly said that they wasn't getting into it. So until we got there, we should not. But you see, that's how Caymanian says all the time. This part is good for us. Yeah, we can take that one. But and the foreigner all they got to come with as OP used to say, all they got to come with a white mentality, and it's by belief. We don't stand up to nobody that is a foreigner. If Caymanian had said something that that was wrong, that international, you're gonna interfere, you're gonna insult. We're supposed to be Caymanian kind. We are such a nice people. Like the gentleman that was leading the parade, and I was very disappointed to see my premier of all the people like Generation Caymanian and Miss Barbara Conner. I'm very, very disappointed in them.
So they're not supposed to represent those people as well? Those people don't vote too?
Well, I tell you, wouldn't be sure. I'm not sure how many of them voted, but I was told yesterday that the people that Caymania raised medals with this hundreds of people. They had people that were stuck in Miami that trying to get home, and they were put on the back burner. So these people would get on here. I don't know how much quarantine did they get to do. I guess they probably didn't have quarantine. So when we get a break out of the coronavirus or Delta version or whatever that.
But we're not aware of any situation where the quarantine regulations were changed to accommodate anyone coming in for that gay pride parade. We don't have any evidence of that.
No, I don't know what time they came in. But I know they said the flights went out yesterday, loaded with them going back home. So they came here for a purpose. I don't know how much time they've been here, but I hope they made protocol. I hope they kept up the protocol. And I hope we didn't bend the law just to accommodate them, because we as Caymanians are very good for that. We'll please this one. That's what do us. We try to please the whole world, and that's why we're to the state we are now. But God forbid us that, with all the damnation that we've called on ourselves, we better remember that God is still in control. He was the same yesterday, he'll be today and tomorrow.
Okay, and he's the God of everybody. I want to thank you very much, caller, for that. We have 4 callers queued up. Let's try to grab another caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Morning. Good morning, Susie.
Morning. How are you doing?
Yeah, good. I call about this morning, Susie, right? The topic, right? Like I always see, right? My line is always in the content my error. You adapt and move on. And now, like time's essence, into distortion, the what happened get carried away. Listen, Susie, over 100 days, right? The previous election, right?
Yep.
The candidates, 95% of them, in short and coherent, the implications. See, I wasn't aware about the LGBT committee or community, whatever they call it, right? That's my regime I camp, okay? And I'm not prejudging no one, right? Or condemning no one, or evaluating anyone or analyze it, okay? The disadvantage I see of this OC, the younger generation, me, it all illustrating lack of procreation, reproduce, and offspring, okay? And what we call about today, Mr. OC, right? The herb topic. Yeah, because Mr. OC is different. Internal, external culture, influence. Like you say earlier on, you say, okay, man, let me catching up. Be late, right? She done gone to the gills, knock up to the gills. It's come from Mr. OC. So, my rational thought of it, you know the Proverbs, got to get a plot together, right? And you know the UK, they have the fast, decent way of their parliament, very sophisticated, right? So, like I say again, most politicians in the world, right, they're very prohibitive, right? Prohibitive, part of the layers, right? And they always procrastinate wherever they want to execute, stalling it. So now we see we catching up now. No one's less, but for the norm. And Mr. OC, you know more than that now. I know you got through the cause, right? The herb thing now, I know there'll be obstacles installing with the convention, right? With the litmus test. They try to prove without evaluate that scientific study. No. You know the United Kingdom is a boozing culture community, right? And I hope, like I say again, my name, Mr. OC, the first time I call Rooster, with the previous host, I call in, I say, listen, legalize marijuana, gambling, a brothel. Plain, straight, simple. You understand? I mean, everyone have their own right, the Democrat, liberty, to vote. And Ms. OC, last thing to say, you know, everyone has their own demographic, a spectrum, their own circle. You understand? So, like I say again, the herb ticket, get it in place, stamp, steal and deliver. Ms. OC, have a good day.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much, Rambo. Take care. Next caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. Good morning, caller. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, Mr. Connor. How are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you, sir?
Okay, I'm good. Thanks for taking my call. Sounds like you need quite a bit of coffee to keep up with your just three quick.
Sure.
The first one, I don't want to be labeled as I don't want this to be labeled as xenophobia. You know, we're quick to label things without investigation, but I would like to see the statistics of those persons who were part of the parade. You know, what nationalities are they? And the purpose I'm asking this question is, are we witnessing the dangerous results of what we term multiculturalism? The second point is, let's not pretend that it stopped at gay parades and domestic partnerships. If any of us are paying any attention to what's happening around us, we would know that today in the Olympics, there's a man that will be a part of a woman's event. It doesn't stop at gay parades and domestic partnerships. It doesn't stop there. The logical conclusion is more disastrous than this. The final thing I would say, when I was a child growing up, my elders would say, in everything you see your friends doing, you need to do. My Jamaican grandmother used to say, style not for everybody. You understand? So the question of morality does not boil down to, is it legal? You understand? Apartheid was legal. Slavery was legal. The purges from the Nazis and Stalin, they were legal in their respective times. So legality does not establish morality. Thank you for your time.
Before you go, though, let's talk about the 3 points that you raised. Number one, the number of Caymanians, or you would like to know the breakdown, in terms of who was out there. I'm not sure that matters, but just like prostitution is one of the oldest professions in the world, gay people in Cayman, we're no strangers to that. I am 71 years old, and when I was young, we had gay people in the Cayman Islands. We knew who they were. Now, worldwide in those days, there was not that much prominence to it. People were ostracized. They were kept in the closet. Families kept it secret. But it is nothing new to us. So let us not blame foreigners for what people in Cayman, including the majority of them are Caymanians, that they're exercising their human rights today in that regard. Your next point is, we don't know how people feel. We are not having those experiences, and we need to listen sometimes to what people have gone through during their young lives, suppressing the feelings that they have because they feel that they have to adhere to societal norms, and they feel pressures, for that. So on those two issues, I think it's very important for us to not take a myopic view of it. Let's not have blinders on. I believe people talk about the Bible and what the Bible says and stuff like that. We have to try walking in these people's shoes before we go about criticizing them. What do you think about that?
Well, number one, Mr. Connor, I think that your first point on human rights, we can't be naive to the fact that there are what we call invented rights. And number two, yes, we want to have a space for people experiences, but oftentimes our experiences does not determine what is reality and what is fact. So that whole experience talk, that it almost sounds like the big debate going on over the dangerous teaching of what you call critical race theory. We're not so much interested in individual experiences. We want to look at reality. We talk about statistics. We want to look at statistics. We want to look at researches. You understand? So my individual experience can't take in a whole body of law to be imposed on people, if we want to use that word. But that's your individual feelings and your experience. That's what should count, the individual. Because no one can live your life for you. No, the facts should count, not individual experiences. Well, at the end of the day, I'm not existing because of facts. I'm existing, and I want to continue to live because of the feelings that I have. But I'm going to ask you to leave me there so that we can grab another caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, good morning. God, I'm going today.
You got me going too?
I know, I'll hear from you later.
No, I ain't gonna credit.
We have to talk to Flo about that.
Just free call.
Okay.
Listen to me, Caymanian. Continue to have faith. Do not be broken. That's number one. Let us pray without ceasing. That's a commandment. And here is your promise. Where two or more are gathered together, there I will be also. And Caymanians, the last thing I got to say to you this morning, let us relinquish being God and allow God to be God. You know, we Caymans, we tell him what we want, and we expect it like tomorrow evening. And I'm just like that. I am just like that. No different from anybody. No better. I get up there and I call them by name. I tell them what I want. Sometimes I'll feel something moving in my direction that I wanted, but it not always. And if this is not one that he's going to give us, we must still be vigilant, continue to pray, have faith.
And be tolerant.
And remember, I don't know nothing about that. I'm tolerant on some things and not on all things. And I never want to see, just on my stomach recoil, I don't want to see two burly men going down the street holding hands. Mr. Connor, I can't.
You just turn your head the other way.
Oh, I got to do all that.
Or unless they come and want you to join hands, with them, you're entitled to that. But you don't think that they're entitled to, if they want to hold hands, to express themselves?
Connor, I don't want to see. I see pretty ones in your other country, New York, the prettiest woman I ever saw in my life.
Uh-huh.
And I must have been about 20. I'm like near to 100 now.
Uh-huh.
The prettiest woman with an Adam's apple in big hands, but I mean everything else was that of a woman. Beautiful.
Mm-hmm. But has anyone looked at the science and delve into this and talk to these people to see? I shouldn't say these people because I'm sort of like objectifying them. Rather, they're human beings just like us. They have feelings. They have blood flowing through their veins. They have a brain. They have everything. They are a part of us. It's just that they feel different. Have we looked into that part of it?
All the time. I look all the time.
Uh-huh. Okay.
And my Christian people might not like me right now, but if they would keep it to themselves,
mm-hmm.
and they're trampling on me, I feel like they're walking on me, Mr. Connor. Just do your thing. Do your thing. Do your thing like everybody else does their thing. Then that becomes between you and God. But when you're dragging the law all over the place and scraping floor and telling me why God do then,
but are they really are they doing that? I people talk about the fact that the LGBTQ people they're bold with what they
listen out of the right ear now.
Uh-huh.
You've been listening out of the left ear. Listen out of the right ear.
Uh-huh.
You never hear, as much as we talk, you never hear me up in their business, right?
Mm-hmm.
I try to keep out of their business. Let it be between them and God.
Mm-hmm.
But this is just too much, and I'm sorry. This is just too much for some people to handle, including me. But let us allow God to be God. Yep. Let us allow God. How the faith. You know, it is my favorite cough, and boy, you got a kettle on slow simmer.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Talk to you later. Next caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. Good morning, caller. Good morning, caller. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, O.C. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm fine. How are you?
Good. That was a good little session we had the other evening.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we got to continue propping up our own,
Yes. And we have to get more. We have to get more involved. We have to get more involved because we keep seeing the same face. Notice I didn't even say faces. The same face all the time. We need to see more faces.
Right.
The
lady that was just on the radio, we need to start getting her out, I think.
Yeah.
She's involved domestically, and sometimes she's not permitted to leave the house. But we need to get her out because she's a good asset also.
Yeah.
And she thinks like us. I'm not gonna hit out too much on the subject that everybody discussing because I grew up in the East End. We had a gentleman up there that they say it was like that, but we never saw enough signs. And even the football team went to Indiana. He was the personal cook, and he was a gentleman that he would slap you to the ground right now.
And you respected him, and he respected you.
And then we had a gentleman, young, a little younger than us, most of us, that came to East End and hang out. And I remember there was an incident at a club one time when East End was outside, when everybody was inside, and he got in a little trouble outside. And this individual that we think that is soft and whatever, he came up on the incident, and by the time we were informed that we got outside, he had already beat out his handbag on everybody. He took on about 6 people. So in a way, sometimes it's good to have them around you, I believe. But I just what I call for is about the vaccine, OC. I'm hearing people saying stuff like that are not Caymanian. I know there's Caymanians that haven't got it, but it's kind of difficult. Or I think in some countries, if you don't show a particular card showing that you're vaccinated, you cannot enter certain establishments and stuff like that. I don't know if that's the way to go. But the people that come here, I think we should decide who we want to be amongst us, whether we want the vaccinated or the unvaccinated. So I say that to say this. I heard this on the street where when the idea of not having your work permit renewed if you're not vaccinated, I hear people saying like, oh, I already got my 2-year just approved. So we should go further and say we're going to give you, what is the required amount of time for the both shots? 3 weeks. You get one today and one 3 weeks after.
I think the minimum is 3 weeks. Yeah, you can go beyond that, but I think the minimum is 21 days.
Okay, then all of you that have your permit already approved, you need to prove to us that you have been vaccinated. And if you're not vaccinated, we gain you 3 weeks to get your full dose. You know, because I hear people tell, no, they're not getting it, and they can't do me anything because I already have my 2-year just approved. So we good for 2 years. No. That's not how this thing gonna go. If you're not vaccinated, go to somewhere that allow you not to be vaccinated. We want you to be vaccinated if you're gonna be in this country.
Sure, because we have to protect. We're bound to protect her.
Right. And because you know how many kids that are not allowed to be vaccinated. Nobody talking about the ones that can't be vaccinated, the elders that cannot be vaccinated. So if you're going to be in this country, on some sort of temporarily timing, you will have to do what we say, or just leave, go to somewhere. We're not saying that you have to get it, you know, but we're saying that if you don't get it, you're going to have leave.
Yes.
You don't have to get it.
So you have options.
You got options?
Yes.
And I drive around right now and I got someone in my car. I can get on some rides to the airport free of charge. I'm not doing anything right now. You know, so that we have to look into that very seriously because this thing is not getting any better, you know.
No, it isn't.
They're not watching the TV. You know what?
The United States,
it's not getting any better.
It is getting worse. It's
getting worse.
Yes.
The European countries is getting worse. This thing is here to kill all of us if we don't be careful.
And we have to consider ourselves fortunate that we have done what we had to do and successful, and we do not want to change that now. We don't want to alter that.
Exactly, OC. I heard many of my Jamaica friends and interviews I saw where they were saying, they're not worried about the pandemic because they got this and they got that can cure it. You hear the statistics this morning on Jamaica?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. They had 300 and something cases just reported. So it don't seem like they're doing too good. And they got deaths. What, over 1,000 deaths now?
Yeah, they're over 1,000, yeah.
Yeah, so even those that think that they were immune to it, they're now catching up with them too. So, and Jamaica is just a throw away from us. So we need to get very, very serious about this virus.
So true.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Later. Take care. Yeah. We'll talk. Before we go to the next caller, big happy birthday shout out. Big shout out to a former Miss Cayman and one of the best bosses ever, we're told. And birthday greetings going out to Miss Michelle Aubert. And Miss Aubert, happy birthday to you. They say you are the best boss ever. Former Miss Cayman as well. Big shout out. Happy birthday, Michelle Aubert. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, OC.
Good morning, ma'am. How are you?
I'm okay. You can tell me happy birthday too.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Belated happy birthday. Yes, you had one on Saturday. I only found out about it this morning, when your husband called.
No. I had one yesterday.
Yesterday? Oh, sorry.
1st of August.
Okay.
And don't let me hear you say again, when I was young. You got to say when I was younger. Because 7 to 1 is not old.
Yep.
With 7 to 1, how many 7 to 1 year old is he riding bicycle like you?
Thank you.
Anyway, not to waste your time and other people's time as well. This is strictly my opinion. I agree with the last caller, what he said about the vaccines and things like that. Anyone can get those for free. In other countries, they can't even get them, much less be vaccinated. So we have to go and get ourselves vaccinated if we're going to open up to the public gradually, like the Premier said, and like some more said. We have to be thankful that we can even get it. Now, about Saturday, I didn't see the parade or anything like this. And we always boasting about a Christian community. And they're so saddened about the Premier. The Premier represents every one of us. I was glad to know that he was out there.
Yes.
Also, the governor. I was also happy to know that he not just looking at what they call themselves Christian. Doesn't the Bible say love everyone? Are we teaching our children that? Love everyone regardless of who they are, because those same people have the same red blood flowing through their body.
Yep.
Just like all of us. You know, I said it on Dream Show. I think it was Thursday or Friday. I know it was recently. We call ourselves Christian, yet we tolerate when men molest and rape, sometimes even women. Our children ruin their life forever. Ruin their life forever. I don't see any churches or anyone going out there against that.
Sometimes it happens right within the church.
Exactly. Ministers are gay, but some of them, what they do is to get married, have children. That's okay now. That's okay. I say this on Dwayne Show. When those gay people go to church and they put in an offering, any minister could say, we don't want that because you're gay. Excuse me. They're still telling us, the people, your tithe, your offering. Your tithe, your offering. Our children get sick. Do we have a choice if we love our children dearly and he or she have to go into the emergency or sick really bad that they need to get an operation? I ain't going to get my child operated because that person is gay, that doctor is gay, that surgeon is gay. No, you don't care who's going to operate on that child as long as he or she get better. I could go on, but I know it may be others to call in. And OC, I want you to know you're doing an excellent job, and I wish that people would stop calling themselves Christian in the church. And then when they meet you up in Foster's or in any shops or outside of that church, they don't know who you are. That's the kind of Christians we are today. Thank you, O.C. Excellent job, very informative, and good morning to Mr. Maxfield, even though he wasn't there. I allowed for him to be on the show as well.
Okay, thank you. And I'm sure if the judge would allow him, he would listen to it while in court as well. Okay, DJ Lynn, you want to take that break now? Folks, we're going to take a commercial break now. When we return, we will continue to accommodate your calls. If you have something that you want to share with us and you don't necessarily have to agree with what I'm saying, we can still dialogue and agree to disagree. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
What's that? No sugar, same amazing taste? Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is here to stay. Classic taste, pure satisfaction. Be sure to stop into any Tortuga location and get your own case of Coke Zero. Or grab an ice-cold one straight from the cooler. Brought to you by Tortuga Distributors Limited. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, K-Man.
Health City is now open at Camana Bay, offering a wide range of specialties at our state-of-the-art Camana Bay Clinic. We are here to help you save time and feel better. We are open weekdays, weekends, and evenings for your convenience and are dedicated to reducing your wait time while improving your health. Friendly staff, expert care, lab services, and diagnostics in one convenient location from the hospital you know and trust. Health City at Camana Bay, within your reach.
Ready, set, gold! Enjoy the latest and greatest sports events live on SportsMax. With every Digicel Prime bundle, get dedicated data for your SportsMax app so you can catch all the live action and more right at your fingertips, anytime, anywhere. Get your 30-day Digicel Prime Bundle Plus for only $55 and start watching, because catching gold is better on a bundle. Digicel, better together.
The Tuesday and Thursday edition of The Business Buzz is brought to you by K-Man Medical Supplies, providing quality pharmaceuticals, medical supplies, and consumer products to healthcare providers, retailers, and ultimately the patients at a reasonable rate in a friendly, caring, and timely manner. K-Man Medical Supplies is located at number 93 Smith Road, Windward Center. Telephone 949-6211.
Did you know that defective airbags can cause serious injury or even death if not repaired immediately? Right now, millions of vehicles around the world are under recall for faulty Takata airbags, and yours could be one of them. At Vamt Motors, our priority is to make sure the Toyota or Ford you drive is safe. So we are offering customers a free, fast, and easy airbag swap out if your vehicle was manufactured in 2016 or earlier. Find out if you need to have new airbags installed by emailing your Ford or Toyota vehicle's VIN or vehicle identification number to service@vampmotors.com, or stop by Vamp's Service Center or call us at 949-2245. Don't risk it. Get the airbags in your Toyota or Ford checked for free at Vamp Motors on Walkers Road.
You don't always have to give up the food you love to live a healthier life. You just have to choose better to eat better. At Caribbean Bakery, we know that delicious, nutritious bread only uses a few ingredients that leads to better taste, better health, and an overall better experience. We focus on simple, quality ingredients while leaving out the bad ingredients that commercial bread brands are known for and can lead to illness. Feed your body, feed your family with 100% additive-free, freshly baked bread from Caribbean Bakery. And don't miss our hot bread Sundays, freshly baked loaves delivered to McRuss grocery store every Sunday morning. Caribbean Bakery, made Cayman fresh.
Make your house into a home. Welcome to Brand Source Home Gallery, your source for premium products and a premium experience. We'll design and install your dream kitchen with crafted cabinets, complemented with elegant appliances. We'll fill it with quality houseware and cookware. Custom-designed closet and storage solutions organize and beautify any area. And with the finest bedding, you'll get a perfect night's sleep knowing Brand Source Home Gallery has everything you need to make your house a home.
That thing we've been saying for 64 years? Ignore it. Eat the KFC wings, drink the KFC gravy, fill up on fries. Just please forget the thing we normally suggest. You know, that thing you used to do with your tongue after finishing a delicious piece of our KFC chicken. We get it. It's not easy. There's a reason why it's been our slogan for over half a century. But the world's drastically changed of late, and as soon as we can embrace the change, the sooner we can all get back to doing what we do best. KFC. It's good.
Celebrate Cayman is taking the Cayman Islands Seafarers Registry to local communities every Thursday from 4 to 7 p.m. until 5th August. Come out for a fun, family-friendly evening to learn about the Seafarers Registry, access complimentary health and wellness checks, share seafaring stories in the memory booth, enjoy seafaring-themed activities, socialize with seafarers, and more. The Celebrate Cayman Seafarers Registry Roadshow happening every Thursday from 4 to 7 p.m. until 5th August. Visit celebratecayman.ky for schedule and info.
The Cayman Islands Seafarers Registry, Celebrate Cayman, the Lions Club of Grand Cayman, and the Department of Children and Family Services will be visiting Constitutional Hall on Thursday, the 5th of August.
Optical Outlook Caymanian Village location has moved. Same great services and products, new location. We've moved to Anderson Square in central Georgetown. It's a much larger space with dedicated parking. Please call us on 746-2020 to make your appointment at our new location today. Make sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Please come see the difference with Optical Outlook, Cayman's premier optical provider.
For the record with Ort Connor.
Initiating system. For information that matters. For the record with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. I want to thank everyone for engaging this morning. And while, like I said, we don't have to necessarily agree with each other, the mere fact that we're having this conversation and trying to understand each other's viewpoints, that in itself is progress. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, they're talking about this gay thing, but people fail to realize that you have to love everyone, but you don't have to condone their behaviors, like, you know. Mm-hmm. But you have to think about it's not only woman and man. It's bisexuals also. They deal with both man and woman. So I mean, they crying out, and some people crying out, and no disrespect, some of them could be on both sides too, and they were just declaring and making it sound real nice and stuff. Mm-hmm. But, you remember in 1980s, there was a ship, I remember, coming on a school bus from, I think I was in middle school at the time, and there was a lot of gays. Apparently, I can't remember how did the ship could continue to stay there for the time, or they were sent back. But I remember seeing the gays, you know, the men sitting down with their legs crossed, and women, and they were kissing up on each other and stuff, men on men and women on women. And that was in the 80s. I was young child at that time, I mean, middle school, and from then, I mean, it was seen by a lot of our Caymanians, grassroots Caymanians. I went to school with gay friends, and we accepted them like everybody else. We didn't pick at them, we didn't make no trouble with some of them. They was the best people, the jokest people, and, you know, they were really nice, down to earth, kind, and friendly. And I don't have no problem with them. I mean, you know, once they don't bring it on to me, you know, because I declare myself, I'm straight for man. But what I'm saying is that, you know, we have a lot of these, or grassroots Caymanians, they deal with man and woman, and they deal straightly with men and with women, and some of them was hurt in relationships, and they decided that they wanted to be straight, or they could get their happiness elsewhere, and some was probably born with it, and, you know, it's different type of experiences, and we can't, you know, be hitting people because of that. We may not accept what they're doing, but what were we going to do?
It's up to the individual. It's up to the individual.
Exactly. I mean, I'm understanding, like, if they bring it on to these, children that are on the age and, trying to sexually harass them or molest them, it's a different thing to think about. But, it's good that we could know who these people are, that if we have children that are underage, that we know how to protect them. I mean, if they choose that in life when they get older, when they become adults, we as parents still have to accept our children also, because they are our children, you know.
Caller, I would venture to say that our young children, based on the evidence that we have and what we see happening now, they are more at threat from people who call themselves to be straight individuals. All of the child molesters, the male child molesters, the female child molesters who consider themselves to be straight or children are more at risk with them than they are with any other sector.
Are you hearing, I guess, the statistics in Nabela or Dela or Monster or Harla or whatever?
Yeah.
It's basically within the homes of their fathers, stepfathers, their uncles, daddies. So that thing's been going on from years ago. It's not like it's something strange, and some people, when they get onto the radio, they need to know, because it could be their own children that is doing it, and they're not telling mom and dad anything, so mom and dad don't even know anything, and you're beating your own child down without you even knowing.
Exactly.
You understand right there, they're like got their mouth screwed up at mom and dad, and now if they have such a bad temper, it'll probably out you out of this world because of her mama. Now, she don't try to shut her mouth. Her dad, and now he don't try to shut him out, because deep down inside, they can't tell their dad and mama neither, because they're afraid that their dad and mama would attack them.
Exactly.
So, you know what I mean? So you got to be careful coming on this radio here or other media saying this kind of thing, because right there you could be saying this, and you got children right there at a tender age and having those feelings for the opposite sex, and you don't even know, and you're hurting that child's feelings.
Exactly.
Because they can express themselves.
Yep. Caller, I want to thank you very much. We want to accommodate the other callers before we reach the hour of 10 o'clock this morning. Next caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. Good morning, caller. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, how are you doing today?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. Yeah, what I would say would be very brief about the situation with the homosexual or gays, whatever they want to deem themselves. I hate and disgust to hear people talking about people calling themselves Christians. So what you do now, because they don't agree with the gay movement, that you literally attack the people that are calling themselves Christians. All right, let's put that one side about the Christian. Let's talk about morale. What I want to say about this whole situation, listen carefully. In the days of Sodom and Gomorrah, God told Lot and his wife, if he could find 2 righteous people, he would save the land. He could not find even 2 people. So what happened? We all know, according to the Bible, what happened then. Never mind, when Noah and his family was building the ark, they was really sarcastically ridiculed and everything. They laughed at them until he shut that door. Okay? What I'm going to say to you, my friend, listen to what I'm saying. We are in the middle of a pandemic, really blessed. We should be down on our knees. Not that we have to talk about the Christian God. I'm a godly person, but I don't think let people think that butter can melt in my mouth. No. But it is a time that we have to give God thanks. And this is the best that we could do. Go there on Saturday and say, this is what we offer you with thanks for how blessed we are. I'm listening to you now. What do you say?
You mean by having the march, if that's the way that we're saying thanks?
Yes.
what we're saying there is that we're saying thanks to God that we live in a country that is relatively free, that allows everyone to express their views as long as it's within the law, and that we can be tolerant of each other. And remember, when we're talking about being thankful, in terms of COVID, all of those persons who participated in that parade had to be vaccinated. So they did their part.
Listen, I'm not a whole no bigger discussion because time is not on my side.
Well,
Orman will tell you that this morning, yesterday was the 1st of what, August?
1st of August, yeah.
Good. I'm not preaching doom and gloom, but I will tell you that we are going to get a jolt into this country that you're going to hear people, if they got on a radio station, trying then to sing gospel hymns and so on. We are too ungrateful to God Almighty. I'm not saying that you got to ridicule or really take advantage of any gay person, but come on. Let's be real with this situation. Let's get down on our knees, just normal people. Give God the thanks and the glory and ask those people to consider what they're doing. That's my take on that. All right?
And what if they're not in a position to consider what they're doing because their body is telling them something different? Their body that you nor I feel, they're the ones that are feeling it. What do we tell them then? What do we do? Do we try to, in some way, some kind of conversion therapy or whatever to make them like, quote unquote, like us?
Yeah. Okay. A good take is what you're saying. Their body. There is so many different kind of spirits. There's a lot of spirits that is called evil spirits. There's spirits that are called godly spirits. Have you ever been in the middle of the day sitting down and communing with the good God Almighty and saying to him, well, things I did wasn't right, and trying to make yourself a better person? But we cannot, I will not, and I am telling them about how they live their life, but I cannot give consent to anyone that think, oh, well, the Christian this and the Christian that. Just lay off the Christian people and try to help them. If you see that they're not doing
something... Well, we need to say the same thing to the Christian people, just lay off the others and try to help them too?
That's what I think we're doing.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's what we're doing, trying to help them. But I don't think it is necessary to go on the street and say, well, this is what we got to offer. This is the best we can offer in the middle of the pandemic. So anyhow, God bless everyone and bless the Cayman Island, but I see something really bad coming to this island. So
okay.
That's my take. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thanks for sharing that as well. Several persons have written in as well and say, talking about why aren't people out there marching and protesting about high crime and the high prices of goods and all of those other things, as well, that actually directly affect their lives. So why aren't they out there, with that? And, people are predicting that a jolt is going to come, and I agree with you. Now, we may disagree in terms of where that jolt is going to come from, but my take on it is that the jolt is going to come from the Judicial Committee of the Privy Council in the UK. And that jolt is going to come, if not this month, sometime soon. And what that jolt will be about, the issue, one, does the Bill of Rights in the Constitution of the Cayman Islands provide a right for Miss Day and Miss Bush to access the institution of marriage? The Privy Council will decide on that. Hopefully, they won't pass the buck. Number two, if so, that is, if the Constitution of the Cayman Islands provides a right for them to access the institution of marriage, then should the order of the Grand Court of the Cayman Islands, which modified the marriage law, so as that quote-unquote marriage is defined to mean the union between two people as another's spouse be restored. That is where the reckoning is going to come, folks. That's where the jolt is going to come. And if the Privy Council rules in Miss Day and Miss Bush's favor, what are you going to do then? What are you going to tell your premier and the elected members of your parliament to do? Are you going to say, let's set a date for independence? We want to be removed from under the British. We no longer want to be an overseas territory. Or are you so resolute in your position on this? Are you so resolute that you would go that far? Or are you going to just simply say, oh, okay, UK said it, and while we disagree with it, we have to live with it? Let's see how resolute you are. If that judgment comes down in favor of Miss Day and Miss Bush, what will you do then? We already have legislation in place, and parties have agreed in terms of the way forward, what they will do until the Privy Council makes their decision, but the domestic partnership legislation is there. So, we may beat up our gums. What are you going to do as an individual? And what will you do as groups, whether you belong to the Cayman Islands Ministers Association, any organization that is opposed to the LGBTQ movement in the Cayman Islands? What are you going to do if this legislation is brought into place? So, folks, I want to thank you for allowing Radio Cayman, and by extension For the Record, into your homes, into your vehicles, as you traverse the busy roads of the Cayman Islands, into your places of work, wherever that may be. I also want to remind you that we are our brothers and our sisters keepers. There is always someone out there who's less fortunate than we are, and I ask you to extend a helping hand to them. If you can't do that, then I suggest you donate to a worthy charity, because we always want to consider those who need, not necessarily those who want or even those who crave. So I say to you, have a great day. Continue to support your radio station, Radio Cayman. Join Sterling Dwayne Banks at 12:15 for Talk Today. And as usual, we ask the good Lord to bless these three beautiful, wonderful Cayman Islands.
Health City is now open at Camana Bay, offering a wide range of specialties at our state-of-the-art Camana Bay Clinic. We are here to help you save time and feel better. We are open weekdays, weekends, and evenings for your convenience, and are dedicated to reducing your wait time while improving your health. Friendly staff, expert care, lab services, and diagnostics in one convenient location from the hospital you know and trust. Health City at Camana Bay, within your reach.
What's that? No sugar, same amazing taste? Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is here to stay. Classic taste, pure satisfaction. Be sure to stop into any Tortuga location and get your own case of Coke Zero. Or grab an ice-cold one straight from the cooler. Brought to you by Tortuga Distributors Limited. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, Cayman.
For the Record is brought to you by Vamped Motors, the only authorized Ford and Toyota dealership serving the Cayman Islands. Coca-Cola, available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga Distributors. Accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury. Caribbean Bakery, made Cayman fresh. Health City, now open at Camana Bay 7 days a week.
The Ministry of Commerce, Planning and Infrastructure, and by West Bay Pharmacy, taking care of your health.
Radio Cayman, the voice, the heart, the soul of the Cayman Islands.
Today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice.
Local, regional, international. This is Headlines from Radio Cayman's newsroom.
Today's biggest news.
A number of support vehicles have arrived for the Cayman Islands Regiment. In a press release Friday, officials confirmed the vehicles would have cost over $1 million new, but have purchased well-maintained used vehicles, which cost around $380,000. The vehicles were fully serviced and repainted before being shipped, preparing them for a number of years' use in Cayman. Another shipment containing spare parts, generators, and trailers is on its way, expected sometime this month. Turning to international news now, at least 10 people were injured in a mass shooting in New York City late Saturday evening. The individuals, whose ages range from 19 to 72, are being treated in local hospitals for non-life-threatening injuries, that according to the New York City Police Department. Police responded at around 10:38 p.m. Saturday to numerous 911 calls about a shooting. Police are now searching for the 4 individuals they suspect are behind the shooting. They're described as males who were wearing masks and hooded sweatshirts. A fresh COVID outbreak in China has spread to more locations, raising concerns in local media over the country's vulnerability to the highly contagious Delta variant. More than 300 cases have been detected within a span of 10 days. The government has imposed fresh travel restrictions and is testing millions. It is unclear how many in China are fully vaccinated, although authorities say more than 1.6 billion doses have been administered so far. And 2016 Olympic gymnastics champion Simone Biles will return to competition in the balance beam final on Tuesday, a little over a week after stepping away from the meet to focus on her mental health. She removed herself from the team final on July 27th after a shaky performance on vault during the first rotation. She watched from the sidelines as her 3 American teammates completed the meet without her. The U.S. took silver behind the team known as the Russian Olympic Committee. Those are your latest headlines here on Radio Cayman. I'm Shanda Gallego.
For the latest in news and information,
follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook,